Hello everybody and welcome back to Paranorms, where we talk about the very framework of all things supernatural. If you've watched Insomnia, you know that I oftentimes cite the categories of the paranormal which I refer to as the Big Five: cryptozoology, UFOs, conspiracies, bizarre events, and of course, ghosts and hauntings. But today, let's look at the second category mentioned. Many have heard the stories or seen the photographs, some have even seen them with their own two eyes, and it asks the constant human question, are we really alone in the universe? Let us now take a look at UFOs. What are they? Where do they come from? And are they really proof of extraterrestrial life? Well, let's find out now. According to most definitions, a UFO, or an unidentified flying object, is exactly that, a visible anomaly which is not able to be categorized as any known phenomena or object. Many believe them to be everything from alien spaceships, time travel machines, extra-dimensional vessels, or weather balloons. Sightings of unexplained objects in the sky have been reported all throughout history, but it wasn't until the 1950s that the term UFO was coined by the United States Air Force in order to categorize the reports they were receiving. In the late 19th century, UFOs were actually cited a great deal and were oftentimes reported as mysterious airships, which led many to suspect everything from aliens to foreign invaders to eccentric inventors. According to some sources, even Thomas Edison himself was questioned in regards to these airships, as many suspected he may have engineered a few. He denied this, of course. One of the most infamous cases of UFO activity was the Roswell, New Mexico incident, in which a supposed alien spacecraft had crash-landed in 1947 and was promptly covered up by the United States government. Regardless of whether or not the story is true, public outcry forced the government to open a series of investigations into UFO activity, with the most famous being known as Project Blue Book in 1947. Its conclusion was generally that with what little evidence is present, UFOs are seemingly not a national security threat and seemingly are not extraterrestrial vehicles. However, that still raises the question, what are they? Well, let's take a look at the different kinds of UFO encounters. Perhaps that can help to shed some kind of light on the phenomena. In 1972, an American astronomer and ufologist J. Allen Hynek had listed several types of UFO encounters, and they have gone down as the foundation for UFO research. In fact, the U.S. Air Force specifically corroborated with this man in their research because he was the go-to guy regarding the phenomena. According to the research and modern-day ufology, there are 7 types of encounters, with the first kind being sightings. Have you ever seen a strange light in the sky or noticed an object you've never seen before quickly dart by? Well, you may have experienced an encounter of the first kind. Some say that the required parameters be within 150 meters or about 500 feet, but that just seems a bit nitpicky at that point. The second kind is evidence, or some form of lasting, measurable effect. Everything from crop circles, burns, residual radioactivity, and damaged electronics are all often cited examples. Heard a strange hum from an unidentifiable source, a strange ringing in your ears followed by a power outage? That would be really creepy if you did, but you would have experienced an encounter of the second kind. The third kind is one of the most identifiable to the mainstream, as there's even an iconic film named after it. The third kind is contact or communication. That's right, you're able to see an extraterrestrial, as in an animated humanoid, mechanical being, or pilot of some sort, and receive some type of communication from it. Some people go so far as to say they've received telepathic communications without an actual being present, which many consider still part of this category. The fourth kind is known as abduction, where you are taken from your home or daily activities and brought somewhere else entirely. Many can't remember the fine details, and many don't even try to. However, the concept, while seeming absolutely terrifying, has been described as positive in some cases, although these stories are far and few between. Just imagine being snatched away from your home and brought to a place where your brain literally cannot process the information, so much so that it blocks the very event out completely. Yeah, more on that one later. The fifth kind is known as direct communication between species, as in mankind and an alien race have established direct and cooperative communication and prolonged this to work towards a better future. Many hope that this type of contact will be established by the multitude of messages we've sent out into space. The sixth kind is death by UFO contact, or in some cases mutilation. This is oftentimes what people refer to with cattle mutilation. Whilst initially it may seem like a novelty idea, a cow being beamed up into a spacecraft, the results and reality of the events are downright horrifying. Animals ending up in places which are physically impossible to reach, the government spending a great deal and time to investigate these killings, and yes, there have been reports of these mutilations happening to people. The The seventh kind, and the most wondrous of them all, is known as hybridization. Through artificial means, genetic engineering, or sexual reproduction, a human-alien hybrid is created, a star child, if you will. Many believe that certain types of aliens are specifically examining us in order to see if we are actually compatible for this type of hybridization, perhaps to save their own dying race or to help prolong ours. We may never know. And who are these extraterrestrials performing all these experiments and observations? Well, let's take a look at the various reported types of aliens. So stay tuned for part 2.